Madison. My company is Stack Canine Training. I am a balanced dog trainer in Collegeville, Pennsylvania, and I come to you every day with answers to your questions. So please, if you have questions about your dog or dog training or anything, hit me up for some free advice. I'm here to help as much as I can. So today I'm going to talk about separation anxiety strategies for puppies, because I get a lot of calls about people with really young dogs and behavior issues that are just like mind-boggling. Young puppies should not be displaying these hardcore, heavy-duty behavior problems at such tender young ages. Crate training is one of the most important skills you're ever going to teach your puppy. And so a big mistake that people make as soon as they bring their puppy home is they love on it so much, and then when they go to put it in the crate, what's due? It has a hissy fit. And most of us are like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, so let me get the puppy out. And then we just set the stage for, we have just trained the puppy, or the puppy has trained us to, every time I cry, I get my way, and so here we go. And it really sets off a nasty chain of events and leads to really big problems in your life, and not just your puppy, but your whole life. You become a hostage to your dog, and that is insane. So don't let this happen. If it's happened, and it probably, if you're looking this up, it probably has happened to you. And rest assured, it happens to a lot of people. But what you have to do is, first off, you've got to put the affection and the extra love and nurturing aside. You've got to do away with that, because now is time for tough love for you and your puppy. Because now you've got to get rid of this behavior, and you need to teach the puppy that that's not going to go on anymore, and it's going to be a much different approach to training your dog from here on out. So you've got to have a structured lifestyle for your puppy, okay? Every puppy should be sleeping 22 hours a day. That's normal. I get a lot of calls where the puppies are actually up 22 hours a day. I'm like, what? No wonder there's behavior problems, and this just leads to all kinds of trouble. So first and foremost, your puppy needs sleep. They gotta sleep, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. So make sure that you understand you don't have to wear out your puppy. They're gonna sleep. Your job is to recognize and understand that you need to get them on a schedule where you're spending quality time with them 3-4 times a day, and then the rest of the time they're going to be calm and asleep in their crate, okay? So the way that you're going to do that is, obviously, the pottying issue is the main thing. You want to make sure that you're getting them out frequently enough to house train them. And then once you potty them, you bring them in, you're going to do some structured work with them. When I say structure, I mean it's not just a free roaming free-for-all in your house, or where the dog's just going to be on your lap and you're going to love it to death. No, that's how we get behavior problems. I mean, not just separation anxiety, but you're going to get, resource guarding and nasty growling and all of that. So make sure that your time with your puppy counts for something. So start to train your puppy the basic commands. Every dog should know sit, down, place. And I mean, if it's too young, you're not going to teach it to heel yet, but you need to start teaching it the basic skills. Crate training, teach it to mind thresholds. You can have your puppy come to the door and do a sit with you and wait for you to go out the door. That's teaching thresholds. All these things, what they do is they mentally stimulate your dog. They actually make the dog start to think, focus on you, and then that also wears them out. And plus they're learning. So it's like, once you're done training them, you can train them for 30 minutes and then put them up on in the crate, or teach them place. The place command, just go to my YouTube channel here and check out my place command video. It's real simple to teach your puppy, yes, your young puppy, to do place. So do the basic skills and make sure that it's structured time. Don't just put the food in the bowl and let your dog scarf it down. Use that kibble to lure your dog into sits and downs, and teach your dog to wait for kibble or to focus on you. that's a great way to start giving kibble, especially if your dog like just is frantic with the food and scarfs it down when you put it in a bowl. Your dog learns nothing then, and the dog doesn't benefit from being with you and working for its food. So dogs they love to work, so make sure that even food they're working for. So forget about the bowl, just take the kibble, measure it out for the day, their full kibble amount throughout the day, for the day, and then just throughout your interactions with your puppy, make sure you're rewarding them for good things with kibble, not with treats. Forget about treats or junk foods like giving your dog Doritos. Don't do it. It's not healthy. But just use their kibble and teach them the basic stuff. The other thing that you can do is start to teach them how to play. So you put them on a leash. Everything is going to be on a leash right now when they're puppies, right? And all of this is working towards the separation anxiety piece of it. So bear with me. But what you're going to do is put a leash on them and teach them how to, play with a toy. Have them go fetch a ball. Like some dogs like to really go fetch a ball. So you roll the ball, let them go get it, and then you're going to bring them back to you. Give them some kibble to drop it. So you're teaching them the out command, and then you teach them to go fetch. And that's a way to work in structured play for them. And that too is like them working and mentally draining them. It's also fun. Have them do things like climbing on things. Like you can, if you have things at home, they can climb on or under. Use food to lure them under tables and under chairs, and you can name that the under command. And then you can start to teach them to lie down under something, and that builds confidence, which will help them when they're in the crate. All these little things that on their own seem like they wouldn't really help with the problem, they're actually helping the dog to develop confidence and some skills and impulse control, so that when they do go in the crate and you do leave their sight, they have the ability to self-soothe, which is what we're working towards when we're dealing with a puppy who has separation anxiety, or a dog for that matter. Okay, so it doesn't matter what age the dog is. It just matters that we get these skill sets on the dog so that they can cope with being in the crate. The other thing I want to talk about is correcting your dog for the nonsense, the shenanigans. Yes, I did say corrections, and yes, I do mean correct your puppy. It's not just puppies that I'm talking about, but some trainers will say never correct your puppy. I'm a trainer that says absolutely correct your puppy, because you are teaching it to knock off the nonsense and to get calm in the crate. If you don't put a stop to the upheaval, the uproar, the nonsense, the tantruming, guess what? It's going to escalate. And so I was talking to someone today about their puppy who actually gets so worked up in the crate that she poops and pees herself. And now it's become a thing of the owner wonders if it's spite. Because every time she poops and pees herself, guess what? The owner picks her up, tells her it's okay, bathes her, spends some time with her, and then she feels bad for her, so she leaves her out of the crate. So, oh my God, who wouldn't poo and pee themselves if that's the treatment that they're going to get, because that's what they're trying to get. So you've got to correct the first sign of any sort of tantrum. You need to correct it. And the way that you're going to correct it is, I don't have one with me, but you're going to bonk the crate. A bonker is a rolled up towel. You're going to smack that crate. As soon as you put the dog in the crate, as soon as they start to whine, smack that crate really firmly. And yes, I do mean smack that crate firmly. I don't care if it's a puppy. You need to get its attention, and you need to let it know with your energy, you're not getting out of this crate. You're staying in that crate. If the bonker doesn't work, and you might need to do that 2-3 times before you really get the puppy's attention, but then what'll happen is the puppy's going to be like, I don't like that. That scares me, so I'm going to stop, which is the whole point. If that doesn't work, you can try to, you can grab the top of the crate and you can quake it, and you're going to vigorously quake the crate. It's called quaking the crate. And you could do that a few times. So as soon as the dog starts whining, grab that crate, quake it, wait. And you kind of want to do this where you're not being seen by the dogs, so have that crate covered so they cannot see you coming. You want to be very quiet about it, and you're very matter of fact with your energy doing this kind of stuff. So you might need to quake that crate a few times before the dog gets the hint. The next thing that you can do if that does not work is you can take, I use a metal water dish, okay? And you can smack the top of the crate. Okay, and it makes like a loud bang, and that usually gets the dog's attention, and then they realize, I better really just be quiet in here because this is not going to be fun. So that's the whole point of corrections, to get your dog to stop, because here's the thing. If you can get your dog to stop like freaking out in the crate, they'll learn to self-soothe and be calm in the crate while you're gone. However, if you can't correct your dog and get them to stop, they're going to escalate and they're going to carry on. They're going to pee and poop in the crate. And then the next thing they're going to do is try and break out of the crate. So they're going to break teeth. They're going to mutilate themselves. I had a client dog come in for separation anxiety. The dog almost died because she hung herself in the crate. And luckily someone came home and found her before she strangled herself to death. So separation anxiety is no joke. It gets worse unless you fix it. You need a professional to help you through it. So make sure that you find someone. If you're in my area, hit me up. I am at statcaninetraining@gmail.com. If you have questions for me, drop them here or send them to me on my email, and I'll be happy to answer your question. I do my lives every day. Have a great day, guys.